Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us at the MarketSite studio in Times Square, New York City, we have Frank Holmes, CEO of U.S. Global Investors and HIVE Blockchain Technology, both Nasdaq-listed companies. Frank, it's great to see you. Welcome back to TradeTalks.
It's great to be back, but I'm the executive chair of HIVE Blockchain.
Oh, okay.
And it makes a big difference on being the chair and working on strategy. Aydin Kilic is the CEO.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that clarification. I appreciate that, and apologies. Let's talk about HIVE Blockchain, well known for being the first cryptocurrency mining company to go public back in 2017. Besides the Bitcoin mining side of the company, tell us more about HIVE's relation to the GPU cloud market.
Well, what we did is that we purchased a lot of NVIDIA chips about a year, 18 months ago, and it was mining Ethereum, and the ability then to go into AI, and we've been building out an AI platform. We never thought, Ethereum would disappear so quickly in mining. It was very profitable. It was 6 months earlier than we anticipated, and the AI has exploded much faster than we anticipated. But that's all positive because we purchased 38,000 of these chips that allow you to, not just crypto mining, but our long-term vision is AI and these sort of diversified and independent data centers in Sweden, Iceland, and Canada.
Let's talk about Web3 and Metaverse applications such as ChatGPT. Of course, that takes a lot of computing power and, of course, AI processors. We've seen the money flow into stocks that are related to that, such as NVIDIA and other data center operators like HIVE. Can you tell us a little bit about how HIVE is part of this digital transformation?
Well, there's this great digital transformation that is so significant, and what I discovered was it's all about data centers. You need to have data centers, and then you have to think of the quality of the data center and the ability of the data center not only to mine for us short-term Ethereum, it was then to go long-term AI. And I believe that machine learning is going to continue to prosper and grow, but there's going to be a big demand, and that's what the markets are saying. There's one hedge fund that bought $100 million with NVIDIA chips to turn around to say, I'll give you the chips if you're a PhD and I get a piece of your company. So there's a scramble we saw for ASIC machines like in 2019. We're seeing that for NVIDIA and in particular NVIDIA. So I think it's very, very positive. We've seen the growth, as you know, the adoption is what, 100 million people downloaded in first 2 months, and now there's an app. Mm-hmm. So the numbers are going to continue to grow, and we're just very excited about how we participate in that strategy of building out these data centers around the world.
So let's talk.
The other concern was this, Facebook. So if you put a picture up on Facebook, it's theirs. You've lost it, and that was some of the concern about where they put their data, and if you're doing sort of your own patented type of AI, is someone else going to take that piece of work of yours? So the independent data centers, and where we can turn around and put storage for them, so it's their data, it's their patent, it's their AI.
And that's what makes Web3 and the Metaverse so interesting, seeing users take some of that power back, and in many cases, being compensated for companies to use your data. So if you're thinking about an investment in blockchain, crypto, data centers, of course, HIVE plays in all of those spaces. Make the investment case.
My investment case is that we have high revenue per employee like the royalty companies. Last year, we did about $6 million per employee. That's significantly higher than Goldman Sachs. The year before it was more like 11 million. So we're very caught up with the cash flow return on invested capital model, and that's why we make these long-term decisions like where we are in AI. What we do believe is that we'll get a re-rating in the future as a data center, because that's what's very valuable, are having these data centers and having access to green energy. And the other last thing I'm going to share with you, so exciting to having green energy, is the vision of building a 95,000 square foot greenhouse 100 miles south of the Arctic Circle that will supply all the cucumbers and tomatoes, et cetera, for northern Sweden. And we're recycling the energy in Montreal to heat a building 5 times the size. So you can not only do data mining, you could turn around and heat other buildings and create other lower cost energy enterprises.
Yeah, it's so interesting, the mining story, that it really can be a factor in working with climate change, when initially in the beginning it was consuming so much energy and so forth, but you're seeing not innovation even just with data mining, but the innovation that they're doing in the climate change space.
Correct. And I think there's been lots of what they call FUD on how much energy consumed by Bitcoin mining. We're 1% of the network, and at 100 megawatts, that's not the numbers they were saying, 2% of the world or whatever. It's greatly exaggerated. The real exciting part is this redeployment and displacement of energy to heat water, to heat basements. When I was in Montreal last week, I met a bunch of guys that said, oh yeah, we've been heating our basements and keeping our house warm through the winter. We recycle that electricity to not only Bitcoin mine, then we turn around and we save huge on any type of natural gas.
So interesting, being a utility in itself. So
Absolutely.
It's interesting how the story's turned around. Frank, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.